You getting good picture? May I talk to you for a moment?
Okay.
Okay. This is Joan, and she lives here in Burns. Can you tell us why you're out here today, Joan?
Well, first of all, I never miss a Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And now that I live here, this is appropriate for this day
Tell us why.
because we're trying to bring up awareness about freedom of speech and the freedom to gather peacefully.
Do you support those out at the refuge?
Support is a very scary word right now.
Absolutely. Tell us what you do think.
I think that sometimes, as Martin Luther King Jr. has said, when civil disobedience is the only thing left after all other peaceful avenues and legal avenues have been taken to bring a problem into the limelight, then, as he said, civil disobedience is the only thing we have left. And that's what they're doing, in my opinion.
Okay.
How's that?
That's very good.
All
That's
right.
very good. What do you think of Judge Grasty and your local sheriff?
I feel sorry. I think they're being manipulated. They think we're being manipulated. We, meaning the people who believe that we're on the right path with this. So what can you do?
Are you expecting quite a few people today? You're just getting started, I know.
Actually, I have no idea.
Really? Are you hoping?
Emails were sent out. Facebook was sent out. The police were notified. All we can do is see what happens. I'm happy to be here in the sunshine, though, and know that I believe what I'm standing for.
Well, I'm sure everybody appreciates everything you do.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to come over and see some of these other signs they've got going.
There's a nice one.
That is wonderful.
No, you want your sign back? No? Okay.
Can I see some of your signs?
Yes. Here, you want to hold that sign too? Awesome.
May I have a moment of your time, sir?
Sure.
Awesome. May we get your name?
Kim Rollins.
And are you local here to Burns?
30 years.
And why are you out here today?
To stand up for citizens' privileges and rights. And that includes freedom of speech, Second Amendment, and being able to use our public building without the judge's interference. I don't think it's right that he uses those privileges of public building use to have his own community meetings, but is hindering local citizens or any citizen from doing so.
Are you a part of the Committee of Safety that I've heard about?
No, not yet. I'm very interested. I've attended their public meeting when that was allowed to come about at the senior center, which is a county building. Of all the meetings I've attended, it was the most informative and well-run meeting that I've attended.
Do you know if the sheriff is having another meeting today? I've heard some discussion on it. That's why
I know of.
Okay.
The county has apparently set up a meeting for tomorrow night at the high school.
Okay.
And I guess that's what I'm talking about. They can use the public building for their own purposes of propaganda, and yet they're hindering citizens from doing the same.
Absolutely. So what do you think of what's going on at the refuge itself?
I have no desire to comment on that at this time.
Okay.
Those folks out there have made their own beds, so they'll have to lie in.
But it certainly is different for the.
Comment on is that it's good that the publicity has brought issues to the nation attention. I do wish that it could be reported all as fact. There's a lot of stuff that is written different for sensational news.
Well, that's why we're here. We are. Oh, I think I lost him. But while I get him back, let me tell you.
This pretty much sums up where I'm at.
I believe this gentleman already has.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll get lots of pictures. We have no problem with that.
And actually, I've got a sign just like this.
We have no problem taking pictures of anything. Are you there?
Just like that.
Okay, we're back.
Not a print.
Not a problem. At what point did I lose you, Mike? Oh my goodness. Because it showed that I had lost you. Sorry. Okay. So we're back. Here we go. So some of your problems are with Harney County being the focus, or?
I think one of our biggest problems in the county is Steve Drasty and his actions or inactions. He's fear-mongering, and it's not right. It's not right.
So you're trying to get the word out to the rest of the local citizens?
Yeah, to anybody, yes. It's time for a change.
How long's he in office for?
He's been in there 16, 17 years, and since the community has had a few fairly successful community meetings, he has decided now that he needs to have a weekly one. The first one was last week. Tomorrow night is the second one. Last week, they agreed to answer questions, and the ones that they didn't answer at the meeting, they said they would put on the county website. That's scheduled to go on the county website shortly before his next meeting, which is tomorrow.
Well, we'll have to check that out. Yes, we will. I'm going to come over and say hello to some of these folks over here.
Are you? Yeah, I am. I'm making fun of the people. Can't really say who it was, but he wasn't the man. How late were you up last night, my dear? Pretty late.
There you
I
are.
haven't slept in 2 weeks.
There you are. I was hoping to get to talk to you for a moment. I want to see all your signs
We have a
first.
few of them because we have a few more people coming.
That's great. How many people do you expect today?
over the course at least, probably 50 coming and going.
Oh, that'll be nice.
But I don't know, a lot of people here are afraid to stand up and put their names in.
Why is that, you think?
They're worried. They're worried about job loss, especially. Also, just the backlash in the community, what people are going to say about them. So I know that I got between 20 and 30 email text messages this morning saying they really wanted to be here and they'll be here with us in spirit, able to come in person. Sad.
Would you say that the majority of people are employed by the county?
I don't know that the majority of the people are employed by the county. I don't think so, no. There's a good portion of people that are government employees on one level or another, federal, county, state. But it's not just the government that aren't able to speak. A lot of the smaller businesses and even bigger stores around here have been telling their employees not to stand up, not to say their opinion, because their job is in jeopardy. So we need to remember that, and remember there's a lot of voices here that want to speak but can't. It's our livelihood. If we lose our jobs, it's a small town. We have a horrible economy in this town. There's not a lot of jobs to choose from. So if you lose the one you have now, there's a good chance you won't find another.
Are you Vanessa?
Yeah.
Kirk Johnson.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
you.
Beautiful day for this.
Yes, it is. I told my daughter we got lucky on the weather, didn't we?
Let's see some more signs.
See more of them?
Yeah, they've done a really good job on these bright signs.
There's a lot of Martin Luther King, but it is Martin Luther King Day, and this is something he's being able to say what he wanted to say. Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence. This is Leonardo da Vinci.
That's a great quote.
And it is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Also, our lives begin to end the day we become silent. This is Martin Luther King again. If we can just remember the words of these men and women, we have some folks from women in here too, then I think that we really can accomplish a lot of things.
I mean, enough that you all could address the same.
All that is necessary for the triumph of evil, for good men to do nothing. Free speech. When we all protect each other's right to speak, express different opinions from our own, that is freedom. This is freedom right here. We need to remember there are different opinions, and there's not just Bundy supporters, there's not just government supporters. There's a lot of people in the middle, and they need to be heard too. They need their voices heard. I happen to be one of them.
So you're kind of in the middle, huh?
A little bit. I don't know how I feel about the takeover out there. I don't know that was 100% necessary. However, I don't think any of you guys would be here if that can happen.
Certainly a lot of hard feelings in town.
Yes.
Judge Graspy and how is this place going to heal? This is all one.
Well, one thing Kearney County is pretty good at is forgetting.
You hold this one.
So I think hopefully the harsh things being said and all of that can be forgiven and we can move on from that. Right now, my biggest purpose right now is to get people to come together and start talking without all the cruelty and for us to start making some change that can be for the betterment of everyone.
And as of today, are you optimistic that, or is there a hard period ahead, Dylan?
We are, I've been able to start having dialogue with a lot of people that are on different sides of the fence than me. And so that does give me a lot of optimism.
Let's not exaggerate.
That we can start talking to each other without just, you're wrong. You know? So hopefully that really does keep happening and we really can keep trying to make better. Some of the specific things we're working on right now, some of the people in the community are looking at how we can help to get our mandatory minimum sentences. And I think that is a huge aspect of this. Because if it weren't for that law, the families wouldn't have been sent back to prison, in my opinion, unjustly. And if we can change that law, maybe we can at least stop this from happening to anyone else.
What's your last name? I think you sent me an email.
Leather,
Oh, right.
Leather-THERS-KING.
And it's VANSSA.
Yes.
Hold on.
So I'm 32.
And what kind of work you do?
I'm a hairstylist. And a mama. My hairstylist and mother.
Where are you from originally?
I am kind of here and Sandy, Oregon.
Where is Sandy?
On the other side of Mount Hood.
Oh.
And part of the reason I guess I'm so passionate about this is because what's happening to the ranchers isn't the first time that government overreach has been a problem for communities. And I thought as a little kid, I saw whole towns decimated over there because of what happened with the logging. And now I've seen it with ranching. My family has had a ranch here for 4 generations, and we don't have it now. And I can't help but think that in part,
How did it sell it? I mean,
my grandparents sold through ranch. They have a small little piece of land now, but it was a decent sized ranch before, and it's where I was raised for the most part. And there were a lot of factors contributing to the sale of the ranch, but I know part of the things that were happening were things like not getting paid out on your farm insurance, and also grazing rights being changed after you paid for them.
it's still a ranch, private.
It's not a working ranch anymore. We have a little bit of land.
But the people who bought that land where the ranch was?
Yes, absolutely. It was bought by a very big name in the county.
Big ranch, a big private ranch. So you mostly grew up around here?
Mm-hmm. I've lived here full time since I was 12. We came over a lot on vacations as a littler kid. Sorry. I went to school at Crane High School out here, and I've lived here for about 21 years. I do keep leaving and coming back because this is a great place to live. It's generally a great community. But the last few years I moved clean and came back to Crane because Thank you.
You're going to be over at this thing tonight?
At Chris Ann Hall's?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
At 5 o'clock?
5 to 7. And then it's a 2-part. It's the seminar and it'll be tonight and tomorrow.
I'll probably see you tonight.
All right.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
Good seeing you, Kim.
Have you ever heard Chris Ann speak before?
I have not in person, no, but I've watched a lot of her videos.
Yeah.
And I think as many people as possible should be there tonight. Regardless of how they feel about the refuge takeover or anything else, they should be there to hear it and take what they want from it.
So what do you think about all the extra people in town? Now, I'm not talking the refuge, we're talking in town.
Feeling. My husband works in a local service business, and it has caused a little bit of strife in there. Not so many local customers as normal because there's so many from out of town.
You're allowed to plug any business if you want to.
Yeah.
We're live. Go ahead.
I don't know that my husband wants me to.
Gotcha.
I do know that there have been reports of people being followed, stalked, harassed, etc. And I really pray that whoever is doing that doesn't anymore. I don't know who they're with or who they are, but that needs to stop, and it needs to stop in both directions.
Have you been personally afraid yourself?
No.
How much fear is there in the community in general?
There's quite a bit of fear. People are very afraid. I know that some of the kids of police officers have been followed around. Like I said, I'm not going to say who's doing it. There's differences of opinion on that. I don't know for a fact. So, but people are worried about that kind of thing, tires being slashed, stuff like that. Although, in my opinion, those kind of things, tires being slashed and regular things like that have been, they were going on long before any militia groups were here. But in fact, I know the week before anyone showed up, that had happened. I think a lot of people are afraid though because there is a climate of fear that's being perpetuated, in my opinion, by our local officials.
Martin Luther King.
They're saying, don't talk to these malicious people. Don't go out there. Don't talk to any of these people. Don't support them. Don't. So when that's coming from your local officials, it's going to make you a little scared.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happening. It's also interesting. I talk to just as many people that are more afraid of the FBI as I talk to that are more afraid of the militias. So
I think it's about evenly split right now.
Yeah, the people I talk to, I'm not going to speak the entire time.
Sure.
But yeah, there's a big split in that.
May I comment?
Absolutely, we hope you
We're having a
do.
whole big old conversation here. I thought the other day, okay, so I'm a little afraid of the FBI. Oh, and some of my friends are afraid of the militia. Why are we all so afraid? Well, forget why. Let's just go into the dynamics of this fear. What is it doing? Keeping our minds on fear. And I know that a tactic of people who are trying to pull something off is to run interference by causing other distractions. Is it possible that there's something really big happening that none of us know about? I don't have the answer. We're going to find out.
How are we going to find out?
I can't divulge that yet. Hopefully there'll be some news.
Have you been personally afraid yourself?
Actually, I have not. But there was a slight tendency to want to be afraid that the FBI were going to do something rash. And then I realized that doesn't make sense for me or for what they're trying to prove is happening. And it may be that the FBI actually can see the point. I don't know.
You live here in Burns?
I do.
What's your name?
Joan.
Joan.
Yeah.
And your last name is?
Not giving it.
How long have you been here in Burns?
Well, this time about 6 months. I lived here 11 years, 20 years ago.
I want you to stay from the fire.
So yeah, time has gone
Has this
by.
been like home? Is that why you came back?
I love this place, and I am in love with someone who lives here. So it was about love.
That's awesome.
But I can't help but give my finger into the pie of people who are standing up for human rights. I'm there. That's my thing. Besides baking.
We homeschool a couple of the kids.
Did you bring any cookies today?
Who has time? That's the
Yeah,
only problem.
well.
All the fun stuff you don't get to do right now.
Yeah, there's my problem. My grandkids were baking and I don't get to share them either. So. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. You get another shot over here.
Someday we'll have to sort it all out. Because I know all the people who are working for this. We all don't agree on everything either, but that's what America's about. And I would love it if we could sit back down at the table again and all the sides could talk reasonably and come to common ground. I miss that. We used to do that in this country.
Do you feel like that's a general consensus in town? Is everybody just wants to sit down and discuss it and get it worked out?
I haven't really thought about it, so I can't say.
So think about it, darling. You can come up with something.
Well, I know that I've been to several meetings, and there's been two main opinions. One is Bundys go home, and the other is let's hear what Mr. Bundy needs to say that he believes is this important to have done what he has done. Let's hear the whole story. But then you may know they didn't give us a venue. The county wouldn't give it to us. But we're still working on something. And we're trying to work with the county. We're waiting to hear. There. Now you got what you want to do. I'm going to go back out.
Well, when you hear, can we get in on that? You bet.
grab the box of granola bars for the kids. Hi, how are you today? Come back here. Oh, yeah.
Hi there.
Every one of them. So she get back behind the, she did make it. We've been having a lesson in our first.
All right. So what does her sign say?
So she came up with that on her own.
Voices. Beautiful. Like, takes too long. All right.
All the signs are right here. I just told people to grab a sign if they want to.
Good, yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna walk over here and get some wide shots of everybody if I can. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I like that one. Can we talk to you for a moment?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I like that sign. That's a good one.
Yep. One I made last night.
So can we get your name?
I'm Galen Phillips.
Hello, Gayla.
Hi.
Are you a resident of Burns?
My cousin is, and my fiance grew up here. So we live close to Pendleton. So we still have the same issues you guys do, and had to come down, get our voices heard.
Very cool. You are live.
All right.
We're on Revolution Radio.
Cool. I've been watching you guys.
Have you? Good. And Brett there and I are with Read Out News.
Okay. Awesome.
Tell us, what is your most important issue today?
Well, all voices need to be heard, and I don't think we are getting heard. We try to have meetings. We try our hardest. Talk about it. Nothing ever gets done. So we're ready to. We have to be loud, and that's what we're gonna do. And it all starts with getting heard. And
what do you think about the refuge and what they're doing out there?
I'm glad they did it. I am. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, you know. And this little tiny town, it's an important part of Oregon, and it was. I mean, this was a county that contributed a lot to all of Oregon, and with logging and ranching and everything just going away, it's just people are moving out. This is a great place to live, and we need people to want to live here and be able to support themselves and live here.
Mm-hmm.
And
what do you think about all the people that are here in town now, not just but the FBI and such like that? How does that make you feel?
Well, people talk about being scared of the militia and the occupiers, but I'm more scared of the FBI for sure. They have the power, and we need to get it back. So I'm glad the 3%ers are here. I'm glad that everyone is welcome here. It doesn't matter if I agree with them or not, but everyone should be down here and given a voice. So,
can you give us an opinion on your sheriff and your judge?
I wish they get their heads out of the sand and listen to the people. That'd be great. They don't know the power they have, and it's sad because they do. They have the power to make a lot of changes, and it's so frustrating wanting to speak to somebody and you're waiting 2 hours for him to come out of a building just so you can have a talk with them, and it's not changing as far as I know. We're not getting anywhere with Judge Grassi, the sheriff, and it's too bad. He has a lot of power. He could be helping a lot.
Will you be going to the sheriff's meeting tomorrow or to see Chris Ann Hall?
I will be seeing Chris Ann Hall. We've got to head back to Pendleton. I was really upset that the meeting was actually moved to tomorrow because I was really looking forward to that. I went to last Monday's meeting, and it's just too bad. It's a great day to have the meeting too. It's Martin Luther King Day. It's about getting our voices out there, and there was no it just happened. It was announced last night. There's nothing we can do about it. So I'd like to go, but my fiance needs to get back to work. So I'll get updates from Vanessa, though. It'll be all right.
Understand that.
Yeah.
And keep track of Revolution Radio and Read Out News. You'll get some updates on those as
Absolutely.
well.
Thank you for what you're doing. We appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We love to see citizens standing up for their rights. That's what's important.
Well, no one else is doing it. We got to.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'm sinking. Can I talk to you for a moment? No? Okay, I won't.
You can talk to this guy. I don't talk good in camera.
Well, pretend I don't have a camera. What do you think? All right. Say that again. Yeah, the New York Times was here. Let me look. Oh, awesome. Looks like he may have left. But we're getting... That was fun. Can I talk with you a moment?
Sure.
I'm Sherry. That's my husband, Brett. We're with Read Out News, which is an independent news outlet out of North Idaho, and we're also with Revolution Radio, and we've got it going live right now.
Okay.
Somebody told me that you were a member of the Committee of Safety. Is that right?
Kind of a member, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
From the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah?
From the very beginning.
Yeah?
I've been on it since day one.
Can we get your name? Is that all right?
My name is Ed Snipes. S-N-I-P-E-S.
You know what? Last time I heard the word snipes was when we went snipe hunting with my kids. So you're out here standing up for your, let's see your sign. Come on.
Oh, this one's going to kids. I'm just holding it up. It was on the ground.
Well, you're helping. That's great. So you're standing up for freedom of speech. And what else?
Free the Hammonds.
And free the Hammonds.
Free the Hammonds.
You feel like they got a double jeopardy deal?
Don't feel like it. I know they did.
Okay.
Okay. I know the Hammonds.
Do you?
They're friends of mine. Okay. We're all friends out there at the ranches and stuff. Mm-hmm. We all look out for each other. The Hammonds would do anything in the world for anybody. Right? They don't belong to get what they got. What they amounted to was like a little minor rear ender at a traffic light where there was no damage. Okay, would you like to do that happen to you in town someday? And then you get a charge with assault with a deadly weapon, which is what they can do.
Sorry. There you
And
go.
put you in prison for 5 years for bumping into the back of somebody's car.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
That's what's happening. That is what is happening. They did absolutely no damage at all. Not $1 worth of damage did they do, and got fined $400,000 plus 5 years in prison.
Have you seen the BLM do the same kind of stuff? I mean,
They did that? Yes,
yes.
I have.
Have you?
I've lived in many places over the United States as a cowboy and a farmer. All right. And I've seen it happen everywhere I've ever lived. Sooner or later, somebody this happens to.
What do you think of the Bundys and them out of the refuge?
Hammond Bundy is probably the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. He's a very peaceful person. Okay. They're only doing this because they know there was an injustice done. And he drove all the way from southern Nevada up here to stand by us. He deserves a big pat on the back.
He's given you a voice.
He's given us a voice that we would not have had because our local government wouldn't let it get out.
What do you think of your local sheriff?
He's an appointed sheriff. He's not elected. I don't think about it. We'll have an election.
Yeah, he's up for election this year, isn't he?
Huh?
He's up for election this year?
I don't know exactly when it is, but I will know when it comes time. Okay? And I will vote. I don't know who I'll vote for. It may be him. But I'm going to have to learn a lot of other stuff about him first.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate everything you're doing. I really do. I appreciate all these people out here. People standing up for their rights, that's what's important.
You know, there's been a grave injustice. You know? And it could happen to anybody. Doesn't make any difference whether you're in the city or out in the farmland. It can happen to you.
Absolutely right.
Huh?
Absolutely right. Let me come over here and say hello to this gentleman. Thank you. I'm back, Joan.
It always makes it feel better. And I'm the one who gets to sit there and see him go through the anger.
Can I talk to you for a minute? Can I talk to all of you for a minute?
Absolutely.
Awesome. You are live on Revolution Radio. We are live streaming, so you have the chance to say anything you want. It won't be cut. It's all raw footage. I am Sherry. That's my husband, Brett, and we're with Readout News. And the sun is just tearing me up. There we go. Can you introduce yourself for us?
Oh, concerned citizen.
That's a good one. Are you here for the Hammonds or any other particular issue or a whole broadish bunch of issues? Are you? Can you tell us about them?
I'm concerned where our nation is headed, and I'm here to stand up. That's about all I can say.
Do you feel like citizen rights have been taken away? Are you a part of the Committee of Safety? No? Have you considered it? No. I'm going to move right on down the line.
All right, I'm honorably discharged Army veteran Stephen Walker, and I'm here to defend the Constitution today because it's been trampled for far too long. And the police were one of the main reasons why I had my discharge. And local police have gotten a little corrupt, and there are good ones. There are good police here. There really are. And I want to address forms of corruption, and I want to defend the Constitution against any threat, foreign or domestic, that I took the oath for. And I enlisted.
Can you tell us your standing on the Hammonds and the refuge and the people in town?
Well, I've known the Hammonds for most of my life. You know, I've lived in this community for most of it. And, you know, I didn't know them completely personal, but they are good people. They're farmers. Just like most of our community, I was a ranch hand for 2.5 years. It's hard work. And I don't believe that they should be double jeopardy. I don't believe the constitutional rights should be taken. And I don't believe that their freedoms should be trampled like that. You know, they have the law of the land. They've been here since before the BLM had their roots in our community. And honestly, the way I see it, the ranchers and the farmers are the only reason why our community is even up still. They're the ones who provide us with our food. They're the ones that provide us with a lot of our income. And so, you know, I stand by the ranchers 150% all the way. And I stand by the Constitution and by our people. And, you know, I love our community for the differing views that we have. And, you know, it's been heated, but everybody has the right to their views and their opinions. And I'm happy that we have a community that can still work peacefully with all that.
What do you think of the occupation at the refuge?
Well, I actually went out there to try to get an educated opinion. And you know, I didn't see one automatic rifle or anything like that. I didn't even see any rifles. Yeah, they had handguns, but open carry is legal here in Oregon. And, they didn't seem like bad people. They were clamoring just to shake my hand and say hi and say thanks for support. And, I went with one of my other discharged Army friends, and, I was really happy to see that they were actually peaceful people out there. And, that the people's threats and warnings weren't real. Because, it's one of those things, until you go out there and you feel the peace that you feel when you walk down that hill. I mean, there's no better feeling. I feel safer out there than I do in my own home. And, like we live in fear of the police barging down our doors and trampling over our constitutional rights. We've lived with that fear for a long time. And the fact that these men can hold it down so long out there, I mean, yeah, the way that they did it probably wasn't the best way. But just like our senators and governors said, it's the only way that we would have gotten attention. And, the BLM it's been snatching and grabbing for a long time now.
You've had a lot of visitors here in town between the additional sheriffs, the FBI, and the militia. What do you think about all of that?
Well, the militia, they were cleaning our fire hydrants and, saying some kind words to me and my family. And the police have just been following me around. I got followed home twice just last night by the Hood River police. And I got out of my car and tried to flag them down to see what the concern was. And they just drove right on by. No matter how much I flagged them down, I tried waving them down, nothing. And, it feels like that they're just trying to harass and bully us into staying in our homes. And so when I heard that there was this going on today, I was like, oh, I got to go stand out for something. Because, I mean, it's just bad because there's people claiming that the militia's following people, there's people claiming that the police are following people, and it all just needs to stop. The citizens of this community should not be followed home no matter what their stand on an issue is. We're Harney County residents. We don't give in to intimidation. We hug our religion and our guns more than anything else. Like, that's our way. And, our Constitution's been trampled. And now we're standing up for it and going to take the rights back that were given to us by our founding fathers. And that's why they're rights. They're taken. And privileges are given. So if our rights become privileges, we're done. We're capsized. Game over. And, being as young as I am for supporting this, it's really weird because most of the people, my age are going, oh my goodness, I'm worried about this going on, my college credits or something like that. And it's like, well, there's more than just that. You don't have any of that without the Constitution. And I actually had to take some soul searching for that. When the militia originally came to town and did their peaceful protest, I put my rifle in my car and was worried that they were going to come and torch our town, and because that's what the rumors that were told to us as people. And when they didn't, and they were completely peaceful besides taking refuge, I was like, well, they took the fight outside of our city, our residents won't get hurt. It's like, at least they didn't start the fights on our streets. And I realized that they weren't here to hurt our citizens, because if they were here to hurt our citizens, they would have. They have the power to. And, I'm just hoping that it all ends in peaceful resolution and that the people can go back to the way things are, but in a lot more regulated fashion, rather than police trampling on us, have it to where the people can actually stand up for one another and get the rightful jury trial. I mean, my father's case, the one that involved my discharge, he had his right to a jury waived by the lawyer, and the lawyer used to work in the same law office as the judge.
Really?
And they would not allow any witnesses in the courtroom. And, to me, that was so unjust because I was trying to fight my way into the courtroom. I wanted to go and defend my father. They took my guns, not my father's guns. And I kept trying to tell them. When one of the officers came out of the courtroom to try to figure out how to open my bolt-action rifle, I showed him how to open it. And then I said, it's my rifle. I would like to speak and say that this is my rifle. And they wouldn't even allow me in the courtroom.
What kind of a case was it your father was under?
He was in a case of, basically this guy had said that we had assault rifles, leaning up against sliding glass doors, said that my father was doing a bunch of illegal things. And, I came home on holiday block leave, and I told that guy before I came home that he better be gone by the time I got there. And sure enough, he was gone, and he was going and getting harassed by the police. They coerced his statements. And then they entered my residence without a search warrant. The search warrant came later. And like
How long ago was this?
This was December 26th of 2012. And you know, I don't want to see that happen to anyone else. I loved my career. I loved being a soldier. And you know, that one incident made me lose it all. Made me lose what I wanted to do with my entire life for a couple of years. I didn't even know up from down. And I had to actually go to therapy because of it, and got diagnosed with PTSD because of the police.
Oh, be careful about saying that one live, huh?
I know, but I'm not saying all police are bad. I mean, it's just certain ones hold some corrupt things, and I don't want to see our people hurt by that anymore. And so, as a person, I'm standing up for the constitutional rights of everyone. You know, Fourth Amendment against unlawful search and seizure, everything like that. We need to stand together and regulate it. That way, the people that are truly doing things bad and, you know, horrible can be busted by the police, and the people that are doing the right thing can be left alone. You know, I think that the people should be keeping the people in check a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I hope for a good resolution to our community.
Brett's going to hold this for a few minutes.
All right.
You know, I've been standing there.
Yeah. But, you know, I just love our people and I love our community. And like I said, there are some good police in our community. There are. I mean, I waved one right on the way over here. It's just there are some that need to go because they are not following the rules.
Well, we appreciate everything that you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I got to stand for something, and you know, I took the.
Well, when a citizen stands up for their rights and the rights of their neighbors, that's what's important in this country.
Yeah, well, when I was 17, I raised my right hand and took an oath to the Constitution, defended against any threat, foreign or domestic. And you know, it's about defending the guidelines that our country was based on, and that's where I stand on it all. I mean, anyone who's willing to stick up for the Constitution, stick up for our people, they're good by me. And if you know the police honor the Constitution and stand by their principles, then right on, they're welcome here. Like they can come and go as they please. You know, it's just when they start trampling on our constitutional rights, then they're not.
Absolutely.
I like his son.
Which one?
I think you got the first sign out of the phone. Really didn't get but thanks for taking my statement.
Yeah, not a problem. Could we talk to you all for a little bit, or did we already? Or I took over for my wife.
Yeah, I was out up there, but I moved over here. I don't think I want to make a comment right now.
Okay. You, sir?
How's it going?
Good. I'm with Reading Out News, and we're live streaming with Revolution Radio.
Uh-huh.
And just wondered if you had any comments you'd like to make, or
Just to our county government that we, the people, have the right to gather in public buildings. I mean, I pay taxes the same as them. Those are our buildings too.
yeah, is this about which meeting?
We tried to schedule a public meeting
Okay.
in a public building, and they wouldn't allow
Okay.
us to.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of meetings going on this
I
week.
know,
I
yeah.
just wanted to
Yep.
clarify.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Sophie, tell me if she leaves your spot.
I was looking at the flags online right there. Don't tread on me, Oregon.
I haven't seen that one before.
Oh, that one. First time I seen it was our first militia protest happened.
Well, that's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, you can buy it on the jdflag.com.
Okay.
I'll tag you in that because it's really cool.
Okay, you still with me?
There we go. Receiving the support.
How'd that do?
So if we do it again, make it something like that.
That's what makes me come out.
Trying to watch the kiddos.
Would you like to make a statement? Did my wife already talk to you, or?
No, I'm good for the moment. Thanks, bud.
All right.
Yeah, that would teach you a lot. I was on the Jerry once.
Let me get over there.
You want me to stomp you, Ralph?
No,
Huh? I can do that.
I appreciate it. No, I'm not going to get run over. No, he wants me to try and get some traffic.
Oh, really?
See what the people in the...
Then I will let you do that. You're doing a good job. My hand's still cramping.
Of course, there was a string of 20 cars here a minute ago.
Yeah, and on the live stream, you got the Nighthawk here. We have Sherry and what's your name?
Brett.
Brett out there from Readout News helping us out. So far, it's been Revolution Radio and the Oath Keepers are funding them out there. Any donations, you can go over to freedomslips.com so we can keep them funded to be out there. And they also have their own donation button if you want to donate to them directly, because the main thing is the longer we can keep them out there, the more we can capture.
Would you like to make a comment about what's going on here? I'm blocking traffic. Now the light turned green. Well, hey, I tried. Ma'am, would you like to? I'm with Readout News, and we're live streaming with Revolution and Radio.
Right.
Would you like to make some comments about what's going on? I mean, what are you all doing out here?
Silent oppression. We need to have more people speak out for what they believe. And it seems like the government scares everyone off,
Okay.
So I just think that there needs to be freedom of speech. And, the government needs to back off just a little bit.
Okay. And I understand they wouldn't let everybody have a community meeting.
Right.
Now, is this the one where they're having tomorrow night, or?
No, I couldn't tell you because I don't live here.
Okay.
So.
All right. Yeah, they rescheduled the meeting from Judge Grasty to tomorrow night. So we'll go out to the Chris Ann Hall meeting tonight. Well, it said on the website that they might not allow media. Yeah, so if you can talk him into it, I'm more than happy to go. Okay. That's great. And I can't find anybody she hasn't talked to. How about that? She's pretty thorough.
We've been having an interesting discussion on. Oh, that's good, dear.
My legs are tired. You're going to have to take that.
Okay, we got bread buried in the snow. I still got you? Mike, are you still there?
He's trying to set us up to go to Chris Hammond Hall. It's funny to me.
I don't hear him, and I've got a weird screen. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose you. Who? Say that again, Mike. It's getting there. I'm gonna walk around the corner here and try and get a shot of everybody. All right. Wave, you're on TV. See if I can avoid this flood, huh? We are allowed. I think we're just about done here, Mike. What do you think? That's what she usually does, but she doesn't necessarily mind print and photograph media. Uh, Live streaming would be a problem for her, probably. Okay, we're about done here, though, right? Absolutely. We're going to be doing some interviews this afternoon. Have to give them a little bit more time to get there. Some more. Huh? Sounds great. Take care.
All right, this is Revolution Radio. I just got the word that Chris Ann Hall may not allow media in there, which is kind of strange, considering this the issue here. But anyway, that we'll be sewing this up for now, and we'll be back later with some interviews with some other locals and stuff like that. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back later.